Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anna. I've lived abroad for 5 years, and on this channel, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life now. So if this is something you're interested in, please follow along for more. Today I thought we're gonna talk about my biggest heartbreak, and no, it was not a man, it was America. I made homemade cold brew, so this is also something I miss about America, so I just thought I'd make it myself, and it's actually really good. Are you wondering why I have this on? I thought I'm just gonna get ready because I'm about to meet my ladies for brunch and I'll just talk while I'm getting ready. So let's get started. 2 years ago, I came back to Germany, and the way I say heartbreak is because it really did remind me of like a really, really bad breakup. Just because this was nothing I wanted to happen. Being here and being able to see like how the world just goes on. I know that sounds so super dramatic, but it was just so hard to see that my friends are all, doing the same things, going to the same places, eating at the same restaurants as we always did. And I was like, what about me? When I first moved back, you expect, okay, I'm just going to come back to my home country where I'm a citizen from. And I, for some reason, just expected it to be much easier than it was. Or maybe it just felt harder because I just really didn't want to be here. I remember being at the airport and just heartbroken. Like the whole flight back home, I was crying. Like the poor guy next to me, he was like, "What the hell is she going through?" Just like panicking, tired, exhausted, also a little scared of like what's gonna happen when I'm back here. And I remember my parents picking me up from the airport, which was amazing. And something that also helped me was knowing that my host family is gonna fly to Europe. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks later. So the goodbye at the airport wasn't as hard because I knew I'm gonna see them again. During the time that I wasn't working yet, we actually traveled Europe together. So that was a really nice way of coming home because I knew, okay, everything is going to be fine. You're going to see them again, and you're traveling together and kind of getting the first glimpse of living in Europe again. I also decided to move to an international, like shared apartment because one of my biggest fears were that I'm going to lose my English. And I was like thinking, if I live in a shared apartment with people who also speak English, then I can speak English all day and I wouldn't lose my English. So that was my thought process. And I met some really, really wonderful people when I first moved here. Yeah, living with 5 people was a little crazy, but it was really great to start because you're not alone. And I think we all know this, if you're going through a breakup, being alone is really, really hard because then you're in your thoughts. Yeah, you really have to put yourself out there again, which I didn't really want to do. I realized I'm a person, I need time to heal from a breakup, like in that situation, America, and just talk about it and figure out my own way of healing. The sad part is nobody's gonna knock at your door and it's like, hey, you're new here. Do you want to play with us? If you're watching this, I'm assuming you might have lived abroad or you're planning on living abroad. And this is like something everybody says is like, you really need to put yourself out there and you need to speak to people, you need to approach people. And I was kind of upset because I was like, I already done that. Like, I've done the job. I thought it's over, and then you move to your home country and it's not over because if you don't want to be lonely for the rest of your life, you need to put yourself out there. And in the beginning, it was so hard for me to do because I was just exhausted. I was mentally drained. I was tired. I remember like waking up multiple nights, just really like screaming, crying, being like, I just want to go home and I want to be here, which is like looking back very traumatic. I also want this to be like a place where you might feel understood. So I want to also give you tips on how I did it. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's totally fine, but I'm just telling you. And if this is something for you, great. Something I also started was therapy. I can honestly recommend therapy for everything. I downloaded BetterHelp at that time and I had an online therapist, and it was just so important for me to talk to somebody who is not like your family or your friend or whatever, because they will never really understand it on a neutral level. Because I feel like sometimes when I spoke about, oh, I miss home or I just want to go home, people here got not offended, but kind of like, but isn't this your home? And it is really hard to make somebody else understand what you mean with that. And I had to learn that I had to stop making other people understand and just accept that for me, home has different meanings than for other person who maybe never lived abroad for a certain time. I really get to learn that it's okay to have all these feelings and to kind of, yeah, just accept it, but also label it and be like, it is okay to be sad. It is okay to feel like, oh my gosh, you just left your whole life behind. Like your whole life takes a different turn, right? And so coming out of this, kind of like a breakup, and you're standing there and you're like, wait, I have to start all over again. How am I going to do this? Like, what is the first step? Oh, and by the way, don't take any makeup tips from me. I don't know how to do makeup. I'm still using the same palette when I was 16. So, just a reminder. That's another part I think that's really important, acceptance. And it starts with yourself. You kind of want to control the situation and you want to control the outcome. But we all know that's not possible, especially in life. And I had to just accept the fact that that's my new life right now. And there is no other way around it. Like, this is what is going on. As you all know, with like social media these days, I followed all these like local pages while I was living there to get like updates and see what's going on. And when I was here then, and I saw all like the festivals that were going on, or the 4th of July parties, or like whatever, I was so sad. I remember just laying in my little bedroom and being like, oh my gosh, like I'm not there and I want to be there and what am I going to do? And everything is so horrible. I was really like a negative Nancy, which is again fine. Like we've all been there and we have to accept that these parts are also part of your life and you need to be able to have all these feelings. You're feeling upset or sad about it, let it out, talk to somebody, journal, make videos, do something that helps you cope with it. I think sometimes I forget how amazing this actually is. Moving abroad, not knowing what's going on, not knowing who am I gonna meet, what am I gonna do, what's the language like. I mean, yes, we all know a certain amount of English here in Germany, but actually living in America and speaking English every day, we've all managed this. Or if you're about to go abroad, like it's going to be amazing and it's going to be the best time of your life. But I think it is so important to also know that there's something after, like the afterlife of an au pair is real. And that's what I kind of try to do with my videos, to give you a real insight of your life isn't over after, but it's different. A part of you will always carry that within yourself, where you wake up and you're like, oh, I just want a cold brew. And then you have to be creative and you have to get up and say, like, okay, I can either make it myself or I'll find my local store somebody who has cold brew or a really great burger place that you're missing, and then you make your own burgers. Like, you have to create that life for you wherever you go after. Like, something that really helped me was creating moments that reminded me of home. The South Carolina Panthers played in Munich, and me and my boyfriend at the time got invited to this tailgating party. And when Sweet Home Caroline came on, and it was so amazing because like I just had these little moments of America here in Germany. We went to this great place for Thanksgiving dinner and they had this huge turkey and they brought it out with fireworks and I was like, oh, this is so cool. I went to places where I knew I'm gonna have a little bit like a glimpse of home. I'm honestly really grateful for that because it did help me to kind of like wrap this up. If you're feeling really, really sad after coming back, it is totally normal. It is okay that other people don't understand how you're feeling, and it is okay that you can have multiple homes. It is normal that your friends and family might have like a harder time when you're coming back and you're changed. Like, I didn't want to believe it in the beginning when people said, "Oh yeah, you're gonna change when you come back." And I was like, "I'm not gonna change." And now I'm like looking back, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Hannah, you're so naive. Like, you're a whole different person." Like, even when my parents picked me up from the airport, they were like, "Hmm." Like, it took us a minute to actually warm up. Not in a weird way, like not in like a you're a stranger, but in a it's you, but you're also not you. And that's like totally normal. And what I'm trying to say is it's okay to feel that you don't want to be here right now. And it's also okay for other people not to understand it. And I think that's where you need to bring the acceptance in and say, this is the situation, this is how I'm feeling. Also, like, not being disrespectful to other people's feelings, but just to like what's best for you. And if you need some time alone, and if you need to cry in your room, or if you need to go eat your favorite food or your favorite ice cream, as I said, it is like a breakup. It is traumatic, it is sad, but as we all know, life goes on. And after a breakup, something new is coming, and you have the great opportunity to reshape your life. I'm like, how often do you get the chance to be the new girl? And how often do you get the chance to say, well, I managed to live half across the world. Whatever comes at me, I'll take it and we'll see where it goes. And everything has something positive in it. And I wouldn't change a single thing about it. And I'm so grateful I got to experience this. Because at the end of the day, this is up to you. You are in control of what comes after. You are in control on how you're dealing with it. Are you going to be upset for the next 10 years and live in this bubble and say, oh my gosh, everything was so much better and I wish I would be there? Or are you getting yourself out of it and say, I'm so grateful for this opportunity, but also my life goes on and I'm going to make something great out of it with what I've learned in America or in Australia, wherever you are, and bring it back and create something wonderful with it, because you can. It all starts with you, it all ends with you. It is really up to you. If you need help or you want to talk about it or you're feeling stuck, let me know. Trust me, I've done this for 2 years now. I'm still working on it. I have days where I'm still very, very homesick, and I post videos of cute little dolphins swimming through the Battery of Charleston. I'm like, oh, missing home at a lecture today. There are good days, there are bad days. It's an up and down and up and down, and you just have to stay strong. Pick out a different goal. Start to journal, make a vision board, do something where you say, okay, I am focusing on a goal. I'm focusing on what I want to achieve next, whatever it is. And then you just go for it. Or be the person that makes it happen, because that's what I did. I want to continue making it happen. So I'm like, be the person who goes for it. It's time to take this out because I look ridiculous. But these curls are my favorite overnight curls. And if you actually want a tutorial about it, let me know. I am also going to see my host family pretty soon, and I thought I can do a video or a vlog about going to Paris. So that if this is something you're interested about, let me know. There we go. Luscious. So yeah, if you want the tutorial for this, let me know, because I am obsessed with these curls. Put on my glasses so I can actually see. Well, this didn't turn out too bad. All right. Don't forget, you're not in this alone. You've got this. Go and be amazing. I am too late for brunch, so I need to go too. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.